Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. It is Friday, so you know what that means. It's Flower It Up. So today I made these before Christmas. I did video it. I was gonna upload it that Friday after Christmas, but I knew my schedule is gonna be so busy, but I decided to upload it today. So here it goes. I am going to be making peanut butter blossoms. Now, I've been wanting to make these for years, so to get to make them now took a little bit of planning, and yeah, I had to hide some things away from my family because they would eat chocolate like it's going out of style. So I gathered everything together. I got my recipe right here. So I have my flour, my sugar, vanilla sugar, some shelf-stable milk, and it is expired, but it's not expired that much. And I've used it, so it's good. And then I have some brown sugar, salt, my vanilla. I have baking soda, butter, and some red and green sprinkles because it is Christmas. And that chocolate that I hid away in my freezer from my family, and it worked. So yeah. And the most important thing, the star of the show, peanut butter. I love peanut butter. All right, so these are my ingredients, so I'm going to get started. So this is such a busy time for me, and I got a accessory bowl for my mixer here, and it was a bit too big, so I had to do some jostling around with this batter, but in the end, it all worked out. I could have probably done this by hand. If you don't have a mixer, you could definitely do this by hand. So in goes my peanut butter and my room temperature or slightly melted, softened butter. Mix that together and add your sugar. This is such an easy recipe, and of course I will put it in the description box below if you want to try it out. And this can be done any time of year. You don't have to wait for Christmas or special occasion or anything else to do this. So I am using my water glassed eggs. These have come in so handy over the last year when I didn't want to use my powder replacement eggs. And these are farm fresh eggs, but I have done water glass eggs from store-bought eggs. So now I'm just adding in my eggs to my creamed mixture. And as I said, you can do this by hand. This was so easy, I probably didn't even need to. I know I didn't need to pull out my mixer. So this definitely can be done by hand if you don't have a stand mixer or a hand mixer. So in went my milk, and the next ingredient to go in is my vanilla. And then here I have my flour, salt, and baking soda, and I'm just gonna mix it in and incorporate it so it's well distributed. And then I'm gonna add that to my creamed mixture, and that's it. This was such an easy recipe. It had a lot of ingredients, but it came together quite easily. And I will say the end result, I did make a couple of mistakes because this was the first time I actually made these, but in the end they taste delicious. So this is my sugar. I just put it on 2 saucers, and then I'm using a lined cookie sheet. And the first mistake I made was using the middle size cookie scoop. So I should have used the smallest size, but even that was a bit too big, I found. I think my bowls started out a bit too big. So if you're going to do this, make them a little smaller. I found that when I made them a little smaller, they didn't crack as much when I put the kiss in, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. If you want to make them bigger, then I guess that's okay too. But they will take a little longer to bake if you go with a slightly bigger size in the dough. So here I am rolling them in the sugar. The first one, my favorite color is red, so this is right up my alley. So I did some red and some green, and they were very festive. They went over really well, and yeah, these didn't last long. The ones that I saved for my house didn't last very long, like I knew they wouldn't because they had chocolate on them. So here is the first batch. I got them all rolled out into the bowls and rolled into the sugar and put into the oven. Now they say put the kiss on the top as soon as they come out of the oven. Do not let them cool. They said it will crack, but it's fine. I thought it was fine. Some of them crack really badly, but we just ate those. And I will say, when I went to transfer them onto the cooling rack, I don't know if because mine was just the lines, it was in the grid pattern, they kind of started to break apart even more. So I'm actually going to later on take them off the cooling rack, put another silicone pad over that, and then put them on the cooling rack. And I found that way they weren't falling through the wire of my big cooling rack. And another mistake I think I made, I should have left them on that cookie sheet a little longer for them to firmen up. So this is the second batch going in, and now you can see I actually took them off the cooling rack, put a silicone pad over it, and then put them down. And I found this was a much better way for them to hold together. So this is pretty much the first two batches that I did, and it says it makes about 48 of these little cookies, and it all depends on your dough size. So if you're gonna have a slightly bigger dough bowl, it's gonna make a few less, and I got 46 out of my batch. And these were so delicious. I gave away a couple of cookie plates as gifts, and everybody really enjoyed them. So I hope you do try them. So these don't have to just be for Christmas. I definitely will be doing these again before Christmas this year. And this is a fun recipe to do with the kids. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos.